Once upon a time, in a very distant village, there was a miller called James. But nobody referred to him as James. Everybody called him Miller. He was a hardworking person who enjoyed his job. It was an ordinary day. Sun was shining and calling Miller to go to work. He got ready and left the house. When he arrived to the mill, he came to conclusion that it was a scorching day. He put off his shirt and began to work. There was lots of work. Sacks of wheat was waiting for him. He picked up one of them, poured the wheat to the grinding millstone, and began to grind. All of a sudden, he heard a chirp. It was so strange. Till that moment, he had never had a guest of that kind in his mill. First, the chirp came off quite annoying to him. It was not something he could come across every day, but little by little he got used to it. Days passed by. With every passing day, weather was getting colder and colder. Once it rained heavily all day long. It was a downpour. Miller decided not to go to work. The decision was understandable. The weather was horrible. He stayed in all day. The morning of that night was mild. When Miller arrived to the mill, he immediately realized that something was off. Something was wrong. Something bad has happened, he said to himself. That happy tweeting of baby birds was not to be heard anymore. From the very beginning, he was aware that some kind of bird had laid eggs somewhere over the roof, and eggs hatched. He was never known as someone who had endless love towards animals, but those baby birds, he got used to them. First, he had no intention of spending any time to looking for them. But silence in the mill was so disturbing that he began his search. It was not an easy task. He sought out, did his best, but couldn't find them. He was about to give up when a faint sound of a chicken emitted. It was continuous. Miller followed it and found a nest. There were 4 tiny baby birds in the nest. They seemed safe and sound, but Mother Bird was not to be seen anywhere. Had she abandoned her chickens? She must have lost track of home in yesterday's rainstorm. One way or another, the mother was gone, and babies were crying non-stop. Lucky for them, Miller were by their side. He gently picked them up, put into a hamper, and brought them to his house. A week later, everything was back on track. The birds were well taken care of, and singing happily.